Is it 8? Yep, it's 8. So I went ahead and recorded. Today is the 12th of January. We're almost mid-month. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. I don't know about y'all, but if you're doing hammer and chisel, you're probably loving it. My gosh. I just still can't get over the brilliance of putting two trainers together. Like, and it makes such a difference. And, you know, every day's different. And I don't know. I'm loving it. Loving it. So I can't wait to see everybody's results after we're all said and done. But I think most everybody is doing it. And I love our little Posh page. And the big group is really good too. I think most of you guys are in there. Autumn and Sagi and Carl, and it's kind of hard to keep up in there. I don't actually post, but I watch and like see people or whatever. But anyway, I wanted to kind of go over something that I thought of doing for our team. You know, I think recognition is really big. And, you know, we have our success club every month and that sort of thing. And I still want us to focus on that. But I started thinking that we need to do, and I hope y'all agree that would be something fun for our team, having a top coach for the month, each month. And it's going to be like a point system. It's not going to be all success club. It's going to be personal volume. It's going to be like a point system, and I'll put it, you know, up once it's all set up. I'm asking for a lot of feedback from other teams to see, you know, when other teams do this sort of recognition or whatever. You know, it's not all focused on Success Club. It's focused on volume. So somebody, you know, you have customers that buy just programs or supplements and that sort of thing. So you get points for that. When you sign up a coach in your team, you get points for that. When you rank advance, you get points. So it's not going to be all Success Club oriented. It's going to give everyone a chance to be the top coach for Posh each month. So, and at the end of the month, the top coach is going to get a $20 gift card to, I'm wanting to do Amazon so you can buy a personal development book. But if you wanted to do something else, you can. I can, you know, do your favorite restaurant or something to treat yourself. And you're going to get a top coach trophy for the month. So you'll have like 2 bragging rights on your Facebook page. Hey, I'm top coach for the month, and I got this. I'll ship you a trophy that's going to have your name engraved on it. So it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be something that you're going to want to strive for, because it's not only going to be fun, but you're going to grow your business in the meantime while you're trying to reach these different goals. And it's not just Success Club points. You know, we want those, but sometimes, you know, people do buy programs, and maybe a lot of them, or that sort of thing. So you want to get credit for that. So it's not just for, and we'll still do the Success Club banner and stuff like that for people who hit, but it gives people a chance to do other things, you know, strive for a bunch of different things. So I hope you like the idea. I think it's going to be fun to feature one coach per month, and you'll know the point system. So it's not going to be just me picking the person. It's going to be legit. Like, this is how it, you know, adds up or whatever. So I thought it was a fun idea. And I'd like your feedback. We can unmute in just a few minutes, but I wanted to also talk about Punta Cana, which is going to be obviously next year. Sign up is on the 19th, I believe. And if you want to sign up, I'm begging you, as soon as it's open, get on your computer. Actually, before it's even opened up, have your button or your finger on the button, because it's going to sell out like really, really quick. You know, people, Jen Hayes, you know, Billy, you know, in the past, I'm not kidding, like within like a minute, you've got to have your finger on the button, because thankfully we've got 2 waves instead of just one trip, so that more people can go. But you definitely want to go, and you definitely don't think, oh, well, a year from now, I don't know if I'm going to be still doing this, or I don't know. No, sign up, because I promise you, if you don't, and you're going to see your team and Punta Cana hanging out together, you're going to be really upset that you're not there. It also gives you something to work towards throughout the year. So your Success Club points are all going to go towards the cost of Punta Cana. So it's going to give you incentive to actually get it paid for. Jen Hayes, you know, your cruise was 100% paid for from Success Club this past year. Amazing. You want to make that your goal. And it's, I mean, at the end of it, you have a sense of pride that this trip that I'm going on is free, and it's like all expense paid. It's all your food. It's all your drink. It's all the entertainment. It's hanging out with your team. There's no words to describe how these Success Club trips are. They're life-changing. I mean, they're just like, they're mind-blowing. So put that wherever you need to, on your dream board, your goal list, or whatever. But the day before the sign-up, I'll be blowing the page up to say you gotta sign up. Yes, there is a $300 deposit, because if there was not a deposit, then everyone would sign up, and the wait list would be 400,000 people long. So there has to be some sort of monetary spot to put your name on the list. Otherwise, you know, hopefully that makes sense. Make it happen. You know, if you're fumbling and, you know, maybe you don't have the finances, try to make it happen. I really, really think it's going to be worth it in the end. So, and again, I'll give you something to work towards. So, all of that said, I wanted us to kind of talk with each other about our experiences with Super Saturday. Maybe you didn't make it to one, but I know a lot of you did. I'm going to kind of go over a few things that I got out of ours in Atlanta. First of all, you know, if you were on the boss call, you've heard me say we had 450 people there. Typically, the most we would have would be like 200. So the fact that our market has grown so much, people were sitting on the floor, standing up, like we didn't have seats to support all the people that were there. So it was really, really amazing. We had 3 top coaches fly in. Mindy Horde, she's in Houston. She gave a great vital behavior quick training. We had Lindsay Caterino, who just was presented with the Millionaire Club. They actually physically gave her $1 million like big check, like you would see like Publishers Clearinghouse or whatever. Handed her this big $1 million check. She's been a coach for 4 years. So it was really exciting because I remember meeting her at leadership 2 years ago, and I thought in the back of my mind that she might be a little snooty. I really did. Like, I thought she was snooty, but come to find out she's really, really shy, and she's an introvert, and she's you know, she says I was an accountant. I'm the person that you wouldn't meet at a party because I wouldn't be there, you know, that sort of thing. So, you know, it's funny that, and I met her, or actually spent some more time with her at leadership this past year in Coronado, and we actually got to hang out, and like she opened up, and I could see that she came across a certain way because of her personality. But that being said, all of that, she's introverted, she's shy, she had like zero market when it came to signing up as a coach. And at the time when she signed up, she was in a position, she said, have you ever been in a position where you had to make something work? She was in that position. She said, I didn't have a choice. I signed up as a coach because I saw there was a potential, and once I did, I had to make it work. She was $85,000 in debt. She was in a relationship where her husband, I think, like he had been like laid off or something for a long period of time. So she was like the sole provider for her family, and her accounting job obviously wasn't enough to make ends meet. So they racked up all this debt, and she was like, I don't have a choice. I've got to make this work. And, you know, and this is something that she did that I've not done. And I'm starting to open my eyes to it now. You know, a lot of our team is, we weren't previously maybe friends. We met through social media. She went to her warm market, her friends, and said, I'm starting a workout program with Shakeology, and you're doing it with me, and you're signing up to be on my team. I never thought about doing that with my, my closest friends. I just always thought they would be like, whatever. They were like, okay. Well, she grew her business with her family and friends and, her warm market. And then obviously she's, progressed to, meeting new people through social media and that sort of thing. But I don't even think she had a Facebook account when she first started because she was that introverted. She was like, I guess I need to open up a Facebook account. But in 4 years, she was able to reach the Millionaire Club. And then that being said, she was at like the 500,000 mark last year. So she actually said to her assistant, send me my numbers every week. My goal is by the end of the year to hit millionaire status. And she did. So in the past year, her team was able to produce $500,000 of wealth, which is crazy. So that was eye-opening. Like, a lot of the coaches that hit that status have been in the network for quite a while. Some have been less, but the fact that she was on stage walking around saying, look, if I can do this, seriously, you hear it all the time, it's cliche, I can do this, anybody can do this. You got to just want it bad enough. You got to need it bad enough. And it's just doing the behaviors that we know what we're supposed to do. So if it's something that you've got to make happen, know that you can do it. And then Megan, I can't ever pronounce her last name. I don't know why, but she's top 3 this past year. Super, super sweet. She very
Wilson.
Was it
Megan E. Wilson?
Very sweet. And she actually signed up with Lindsay Caterino. So she actually signed up underneath her, and she was approached for 2 years, on and on and on again about coaching. No to this person, no to this person for 2 years. She was constantly posting about insanity and working out, and people were always approaching her like, you really need to do this coaching thing. And she was always like, no. And then finally one more, invite. And she was like, maybe I will. Now she's 15-star diamond, number 3 in the company, and obviously doing amazing things. So that to me was eye-opening, that how many times do we invite somebody, talk to somebody, and get to know over and over again? I mean, not to be stalkish and annoying, but just to keep in contact with someone and, let's kind of reevaluate now, you're still doing the same thing coaches do. Maybe you want to give this thing a try. So she's like, gosh, why did I wait for 2 years? But thank God she did. And she's a mom of 3. One, her newest children is newborn. She basically had the baby in 2015, and she was able to make it to number 3 in the company. So, and her husband was in the military, so he was gone some. So she made it happen. Very incredible. I mean, these stories inspire me like crazy, because I'm like, any one of us on this team can do whatever we want. It's just a matter of having the magic of thinking big, which I just started reading. It's the mindset that you can do it. It's in putting the work and the elbow grease behind it and making whatever you want happen. So those were my takeaways from Super Saturday. I think those are the main things. Yeah. So does anybody want to share their takeaways? And Jen, do you want to share anything? You probably have the same things that I do, but you probably have a different perspective.
One thing that Megan said that kind of hit me hard was she said, no matter what, you have to be, in order to be successful in this business, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So that could be anything from inviting challengers to coaches. Even once you have a team established, she talked about how she does, the weekly Zoom calls and, just really putting herself out there for her coaches, even though she may not want to do it that night, or for whatever reason she's tired. Like she still is, she's comfortable with being uncomfortable, and she just keeps pushing through. So that kind of resonated with me, just with working full time, and I have 2 kids and I get really tired. A lot of nights I'm uncomfortable and I don't feel like working, but So I don't know, that kind of stuck out to me a lot, I think. She also talked about when you sign new coaches, she just really stressed the importance, and I think they might have talked about this at Summit too, but of having your new coaches hit Success Club their first month, and then Emerald potentially even within their first, she said 2 weeks, I think, didn't she, for Emerald? Just to get them started off the bat so that they can, realize the success that they can have with this and don't get discouraged early on in the game. So I don't know. Those were some big takeaways for me. There was a lot more too, but you covered a lot of them. So.
Yeah, and I think somebody stood up and asked her a question. Well, how do you get your new coaches to hit Emerald and hit Success Club the first 2 weeks? And she kind of like skirted around the question because I think she was like, well, you just do. And I'm like, okay, well, for you, that's why you're number 3. But yeah, I mean, I guess, once you do get people on board, it's just helping them get some sort of success so that they want to keep going with it. That was a good one. Melissa, I know you wanted to type out what you got. So if you wanted to do that while we're talking to somebody else, you can. Ronnie, did you get anything out of yours?
Yeah, I did. We had, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We had somebody come in and go over something that I think came from Michelle Myers, I think they said. And it was just sort of finding what your niche is. And they read off this list for us to write down and then go home and sort of work through. And the first one was a Power of You quiz. So they said for each thing you would list out 3. So the first one was, what section of the bookstore would you be most drawn to, like if you were to go into a bookstore? And then what 3 things that do people ask you about the most in your day-to-day life? If you were a superhero, what would your power be? What did you like to do when you were 10 years old? What do you want people to say about you today? In 20 years, sorry, my notes are bad. And then if people, if they had to say what the most memorable thing about you was, what would it be? And then what message going out is more important than money coming into you? So you just sort of write those 3 things down, and they sort of forced, the same old things. Go with your gut, the first 3 things, and then kind of take a look at that, and then go back and look at all your social media and everything and just see, is that in line with what you're actually putting out there? Are those things, do they match up? So I thought that was pretty helpful. It was good for me. That's something that I've been really struggling with. So it was a home run.
Awesome. Was it a good time? It
was crazy.
Yeah.
It was the last one I went to had maybe 120 people, and this one was 300 people. They opened it up for really cheap tickets for the next one. It sold out in 2 hours. We were still there and it sold out. So I was oh, so everybody hurry up and get your ticket. And Jimmy Hayes is going to be there at the next one. So every month, because we have to get a bigger venue, every month they're increasing the ticket price. So everybody's just been scrambling. So it's crazy. It was awesome.
He's incredible live for sure. So that's awesome.
That Saturday training that he did was crazy awesome.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. That's for sure.
Definitely. Meet myself back up here.
All right. So Melissa, we had Priscilla Ashley. She's sweet, sweet, sweet. As our guest speaker, and she simply put it as, why not share a great opportunity? They literally can only say 4 things. I'll get the slide. Okay, so you'll put the slide up in Posh. What Carl says. Basically says, yes, no, not now. Sarah, that's great. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, what's the worst that can happen with either our challenges or coaching, and you're going to get all of those. Yes, no, not now. And Billy's asking, Veronica, would you post those in the group page? So that reminded me, sneak peek, may or may not have seen, our team's going to host another one the 18th, which is Monday through the Friday. It's going to be the same format as it's been the past few months. You'll just add your friends into the group, and we'll have an open forum. Don't worry about cutoff times or anything like that. Just, try to get them in there as you can. I'll create the group in the next couple of days. Don't want it to be too early adding people in, but as long as we get them in the weekend, even Monday. And they seem to be pretty successful just because our team culture, I feel like, is very loving. And they get in the group, and we wrap our arms around them, and they feel the community. Sometimes having a message personally is great, but having the actual team to answer questions differently than maybe you would answer. And don't be afraid to invite people to our sneak peek. Just an invitation and a message saying, our team's having a sneak peek into what I do as a coach. I think you would be amazing with this opportunity because, and you explain why. There's no obligation. Would you mind, or would you be okay if I added you to the sneak peek? I mean, just something very short, sweet, and just extend the invitation to anyone you think that would be great for our team. And, again, don't be afraid to, let our team kind of show what we do. So invite. Okay, let's see. 8:22. Anyone else? Christy, I know you went to a big one. Do you want to? I said Christine. Christine. How was yours a big party?
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It was. They really just told a lot of success stories, though. There wasn't the biggest information that we had was from Autumn, and she was just talking about, she had a big Q&A on different things that people wanted to ask her. So that's really, it was just more inspirational than anything.
Right. Sometimes they're more training. Sometimes it's just success story. Sometimes it's just motivation. It just depends, what the market council plans. So you never know. We did actually have the 3 vital behavior training, which it was a brief one. So that was kind of good with Mindy Horde. But let's see. Anybody else have anything for this week? Have you had any crazy or awesome or just any kind of success over the past few days that you want to share? Something that you learned with, or any aha moments or anything?
There was one thing that stood out in Super Saturday in the corporate video, I thought, when they broke down the elite points on that slide. And I don't know, it just made me I could wrap my brain around it a little bit easier, I think. This time last year, I was like, that's not even possible. Like, I don't even know how people do this. But when they laid it out on those 4 bullets, I was like, oh, okay. I think that's attainable. Like, it actually, I don't know, it made me realize, like, it's possible. I don't know, my mindset this year feels a lot different than last year. Maybe because I've been around for a little bit longer now, but I don't know. It's all starting to feel like it's clicking a little bit. But that slide really helped. I've been actually, do you know if the video's up in online office yet? I was looking for it yesterday.
I haven't seen it, but I bet it's on YouTube.
Okay, I looked for it there too. I couldn't find it, but I missed the last bullet. I took a picture when there was only 3, thinking it was done, and then they added another one, and I didn't take a picture in time. So
yeah. So hey, Nicole. We were just going over Super Saturday. I know that I'm not going to put you on the spot unless you want to talk about anything that stood out. So Nicole had her sister-in-law, Kayla. She was one of our speakers at Super Saturday for transformation. She got up there and rocked the stage. Her transformation picture, I think, likely will maybe win one of the $500 prizes.
She resubmitted today.
Good.
So,
Good. Yeah, so Nicole brought 2 people to Super Saturday, one of her close friends and her sister-in-law, and they both need to be coaches. We're both like, we went to dinner, we're like, why aren't y'all coaching? Y'all are both love. I mean, you're basically doing what we do, but, we're working on them. But it was really cool to see Kayla, who initially was like anti, I'm not doing anything Beachbody kind of thing, and then turned into an advocate and lost 25 pounds?
26, yeah.
26 pounds. And that was her goal before she went to Disney, and she hit it right before Disney, and it was a really big deal. So very exciting. So trying to think of what else. As far as back to like elite points and stuff, basically it's to hit Premier, you need to be a 2-star diamond or above, and you have to have a certain point system. And the point system I can put up in the team page. It's personal volume within your team, and it is depending on when the coach signs up, depending if they go towards your points or not. Your team hitting success club, which obviously we all want to do, and ATV, which is incremental team volume, meaning that wherever your team ended the previous year compares to the team or the volume that a team produces at the end of the next year. The difference between those two need to be obviously more, and there's a formula to that. So there's 3 different sections. I know it sounds crazy, confusing, but once it's I think there's a couple of videos in YouTube too that could probably explain it a little bit better. But the point is that we all are a part, and I just, you saw my post that we all are a part of the elite team. So when you're talking to people, use that. You're a part of the elite team. I'm part of the elite team. So you want to be a part of our team because we are elite. So there's no reason why you shouldn't use that to your advantage. It's, we ended up at 236 out of 400,000 coaches. So that's something to be proud of. I didn't do that alone. Every single person on this team had something to do with it. So make sure you take pride in that and be excited about that, because it's all of us. Anything else Super Saturday wise? And since a couple people got on a little bit later, remember sneak peek 18th to the 23rd. Punta Cana is the 19th. And get on that button as soon as it's open for registration, or you're going to be on the waiting list, and you don't want to be on the waiting list. And there, again, every Success Club point that you earn goes towards your trip. So you can get that sucker paid off and have a free trip.
Which one did you get? The first or second wave?
Second, because it's the Coral one. It's because the vacation time for Paul, you do that one, you only need to take off. It's Thursday through Monday, so you only need to take off Thursday, Friday, and Monday from work. Versus the other one's Monday through Thursday. That's 4 days, and most likely you just take the Friday off, so that'd be an entire week that you'd have to burn on vacation time. So it just made more sense to do that one. And also I started thinking too, if there's any kinks at all that they have, with anything they have, they're going to get that out of the way before we get there. Any the registration and they can't figure it out or whatever, they're going to have that all cleaned up before the second wave. So I don't know. Just something to think about if, you're working a job that you have to take vacation time off for, you're going to have to burn less time. So that was the reasoning behind it. And I know that some of boss is going to teal, and it's just a matter of it just doing what's best for you. Obviously I want all of us to go together, but if it doesn't work and you need to go teal, then nobody's going to be upset, with you. Just do what's best for you. But we'd love to have, and you saw my post that I went crazy and got the presidential suite simply because we're going to have a big party, like a team party where we're going to just love on each other and recognize each other and party it up. So exciting. All right. Anything else before we hang up? I think we may have a guest speaker next week. Not sure 100%, but regardless, I hope that you'll get on. And I'm so glad you all got on tonight. I really appreciate you getting, taking time out of your evening with your family. I know that it's not always easy, so appreciate it.
Hey, question.
Yes.
Will we, I just thought about it, but with our team call on Tuesday night, will we invite our sneak peekers?
Sure. There's no reason why we shouldn't, I don't feel like we talk about anything that I wouldn't want to share with anybody. I mean, we could also do the webinar that we haven't done in a while, or we can just hang out. I mean, what do y'all want to, I can get our guest speaker for another time if she wanted to swap, so.
Well, yeah, but even with the guest speaker, I think it would be good.
Yeah.
Especially, you got somebody who's telling her story.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. There's no reason why we can't invite sneak peekers.
Cool.
I don't think. Ain't got nothing to hide. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. We've got plenty of time, obviously, for Success Club. And what else? Nice crunch yet. Oh, Cafe Latte. If you haven't gotten your hands on that, definitely change your order because it's worth it. It's so good, Garnet. It's so good.
When I called today, they said that everybody was calling on their orders. And then I don't know if you guys heard Carl today. He was saying that I can't promote it because we've got to catch up with what the orders are.
I know, that scares me a little bit. Come on. How many times have we been in the situation where we're running out? How can you run out? Mm-hmm. Just make a lot of it. More than you anticipate.
I don't know if you guys follow the Beachbody blog or not, but they had, I think they posted like 6 new recipes to make with that new Shakeology. So for when you get it, check it out.
So exciting.
By the way, I made a recipe this morning and it seems so stupid. It's something I make with chocolate all the time. It was just, but I used vanilla instead. And it was half cup almond milk, half cup water, cup of ice, a half of a frozen banana, a teaspoon of peanut butter, and vanilla Shakeology. And then I added a little bit of cheesecake pudding mix. Oh, it tasted like banana bread batter. It was so good. I was like, car with my husband, I'm like, you have to taste this. It was so good. Like, I savored every drop. I was like, I'm making it again tomorrow. It was so good.
Fun to get creative.
I think I'm going to do next month, 30-day, like every day I'm going to post a new Shakeology recipe. I got that from Super Saturday too. And then another thing that they told us about was playing in your challenge, like in your free groups or your challenge groups, to do water tag, where you drink your, I don't know, however many ounces of water, and then you tag somebody in that post, and then they have to tag somebody so that it goes throughout the whole group. I thought that was kind of cool for engagement in the group.
Yeah.
Bedtime, baby.
Some good ideas, that's for sure, to kind of spice up your challenge groups. And then people get to know each other more and they want to interact with each other and become more of a,
Get your what?
My hair.
Oh, you bear it.
Let me get some more stuffed animals. I want Ariel.
Hurry up.
Sweet. Okay, well, I'm not going to keep y'all any longer. Thanks for being on. I'll put the recording up once it uploads, and yeah, in the group.